Hi. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Roy and Becky. Good to see you. I was actually watching your live today. Yeah, but I didn't say anything. I was lurking. How are you guys doing? I got I got Hello Kitty jammies. I put my Hello Kitty jammies on and I got my lollipop earrings. So how is everyone? Yeah, I'm just trying this out. I'm really busy. Sit there and go back and forth. I was like, do I want to go live? Do I not want to go live? But I decided to go live. I'm supposed to move in my apartment on Wednesday, which is the day after tomorrow, and I haven't signed my lease yet. So the the lady that I was dealing with had gone out of town, and she just got back in town. Um, and was back to work today, I think. So that sounds nice. Um, uh, we'll stay as long as you can. I don't know how good my signal is going to be. I'm at a different hotel again. Um, I was not wanting to impose on my son when my apartment went through because I was living in his basement for a month, and then I went and traveled and thought when I came back I was going to be able to move into my apartment, but that apartment fell through. So I am so not to impose on the boys. It was just weird with mom in their basement. Like, for a whole reversal here. You don't need it. It's not really good to live with your any of your children after, for them to live with you after they're grown, or you to live with them after they're grown. It's not a good idea. Hey loves, hi, thanks for being here, I appreciate it. um yeah, so I decided, and this is my old time. Let's see, I thought I had the YouTube side open, I guess I don't. um so yeah, I today I went and walked at the Cherry Creek State Park again. I really like that um, park because the city's just too busy for me, for Red. The city is too much. But I was saying, I think I said it on another video. I saw this guy doing a wheelie on his motorcycle riding down the road in Denver, and he was standing up too. I was like, oh my goodness. Wish I had my camera ready. Um, I was just like, you just never know like what you're gonna see in Denver. Um, it kind of reminds me of uh, New York City. You never know what you're gonna see, and there's there's a lot of campers around town, and they're um, worn, uh, very lived in looking old campers. There's this one I always go by, and there's quite a bit of stuff piled around it. Um, they're usually like spread out some, but it kind of reminds me of when I went to Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It was like an RV graveyard, and I was like, I don't think any of these RVs are running anymore. They were drivable RVs, but, yeah, this is, 'cause, 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 'c my eye necklace. So I wanted to tell you guys a story about Needtbreathe. um, so yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of homeless people here, and my heart goes out to them. And yeah, but so I'm hoping everything is okay with my apartment this time. But like I said, I'm supposed to move in on Wednesday, and they're supposed to send me an email. Maybe I should just log into the portal. They're supposed to send me an email, and then you go to the portal and you sign your lease. I was like, I'm in town now. Like the other lease I signed, and then they said, oh, your apartment's not ready. Do you want to change apartments? And then it ended up, it was one on the, I was going to take one on the second floor just because I wanted to get out of my son's basement. and and then I was just like, then I read the reviews and I was just like, I don't think I want to rent from these people. And then I heard a whole other story when I went and looked at these beautiful apartments in Denver in the city. They were beautiful apartments. There's like 3 buildings, high rises in Denver. And I happened to be blabbering on, as I sometimes do. I find stuff out from people, though. It's funny. When I'm blabbering on, I'll find out stuff from people. And I said the name of the company, and they're like, "Oh, they own the building across the street, and they used to be our top competitors, and now they're they're closed down. And that whole building, huge building, it was a grand hotel." And she's like, there's a whole um, Instagram, the not so grand, and it was the same company as the apartment I was going to rent in Littleton, and it's like been a nightmare to people, like, and it just like blows my mind, like how much money they must be losing. Hi, John Paul. I didn't see you slip in here. Um, Hello. Um, so how much money, it blows my mind how much money they must be losing to have this huge skyscraper empty. And she said the one next door to it was empty too. And I'm like, wow. But these were beautiful apartments I looked at in downtown, but I can live in the city. I'm getting used to parking garages, but I don't really like them. Like my car is in a parking garage now, but um, it's a small parking garage. But um, my car would be in the parking garage like all the time. I wouldn't really even need, since I work from home and I do YouTube and I do um, my writing. I wouldn't even need a car. Hey, Ronald. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. This was my old time. So I'm just trying out my old time. I don't know. Um, these days I am trying. When I started doing YouTube, I wasn't really trying that. I really wasn't. I was just traveling my RV, and I was just having fun. And I got in that group on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, I'm in the clique, I'm in the in crowd. And it's like, I wasn't trying to grow my channel at all. I really wasn't. And it was funny. I'm going to stop watching channels I don't watch anymore. because I don't. I just happen to be watching someone and hey, Tone is here. Hey, hello, hey Tone. Um, so I really don't, watch them. But I was like, why? And they happened to mention that I was at a certain place and like I was trying to you know, grow my channel or something. And I was like, that's not why I was there. I was crushing. I mean, I was crushing on a certain YouTuber. And people should know that, but whatever. Like I was trying to grow my channel. He was using me to grow his channel. But anyways, moving on. Moving right along. Oh, I wanted to tell you a story. Okay. So, um, where to start this story? I don't know. It's about the band Need to Breathe and the band Switchfoot. And um, I ended up, because I didn't move in my apartment on the 13th or the 14th, um, I went to all these concerts that weekend. And it happened to be the time that I finally um, got these funds that I've been waiting for, and um, from my dad, and so it was kind of a celebration. And I need to meet people here in Denver, and um, and everybody knows I love music. I think. And it was One Republic. I got the One Republic Need to Breathe tickets a long time ago. Um, Gotta quit saying sorry. Can you guys hear me okay? And this is from Red Spit. I was watching Alyssa Vanilla the other day, and she was saying, you really shouldn't do other things in bed besides sleep. Like she shouldn't eat. She's like, I'm glad I can't sit up in my bed and eat, because you shouldn't eat in bed. And it's like I do, especially at the hotel here. I do everything on the bed, and I go live from the bed. Okay, good. You can hear me. I don't know if Roy and Becky are still here, but yeah, that's kind of funny that Roy and Becky showed up, because I was watching you, Roy and Becky, but I was lurking this morning. I was watching you. So what I was saying is I really love Need to Breathe and Switchfoot, and they toured together. I think it was like 2014, 2015, for a short. They did a tour together, and I guess the tours are usually like a year or like a few months or like a season or something, aren't they? But I don't know. But I missed it, and my kids were, when my husband and I separated. My youngest was headed from middle school to high school. She was 13. It was 2014, and I lived in the house with him for 2 years, and I wasn't sure at first if we were going to divorce or try to stay together too. So it was a stressful time, but and I learned a lot, and it took me a long time to learn a lot, but I learned a lot. But I loved those bands, and I loved the music, and like everybody knew that, because I always shared it on my Facebook and whatever. And I wasn't really on YouTube then, but and I had the albums, and I would play the music at my house and stuff. And but I had never been to a Switchfoot concert or a Need to Breathe concert. And I went to, so the last weekend that I was going to be moving in my apartment, I went to One Republic and Need to Breathe on Friday. and it was awesome. And hey, Jeffrey, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Um, and I got my Hello Kitty jammies on. I got them at Forever 20. I was like, this is okay thing for me to buy. I won't really buy any real clothes at Forever 21, but jammies are okay. But yeah, can't button them. Hey, Matthew. Hello, hello, hello. Um, anyways, so uh, Friday, it was really awesome, and I had a lot of fun, and it was especially special. It was just 100% more awesome because my son went with me. Um, it just was so awesome, and I was getting so frustrated with. Oh, and I need to remember what the title of this is. Yeah, I was getting so frustrated um, with the process and what I felt like um, unnecessary hoops that my sibling was making me jump through and trying to make me feel like, you have to do this to get the money. And I'm just like, no, I don't, because the state of California ordered that I get it, and it's just like, what you're supposed to do. And it's just like, it was like pulling teeth. It was so difficult. Now, maybe they weren't making it difficult on purpose. Maybe they weren't. But I don't believe that anymore. But I was trying to, like, maybe they're not doing this on purpose. But anyways, but I finally did get that on Saturday evening. But so that was really exciting. But Friday, so we were celebrating Friday, and Ian said, because it got Ian so frustrated, also my son, and it got him so frustrated too. It got me frustrated, and he's like, "Mom, you're stressing me out." And he's like, "Mom, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Mom." And I said, I'm trying. I'm just trying to calm down. And I would go, like, when I was on the road, because the whole time I was supposed to get it when I was on the road. I wanted to get it before I left here, and I wanted to celebrate with my son, but I was going to the Glow meetup, and so I didn't get it by then because it was ordered in May. It was ordered in May. I thought I was going to get it before I left St. Louis. I didn't get it. I came here. I thought I was going to get it before I went on my trip to California. I didn't get it. I went on my trip to California, and I'm just like, okay. I'm just going to be at peace. Thankfully, it's not imperative. And thankfully, I was going to buy a place here. I was thinking of buying a condominium with the money. And thankfully, I decided not to do that because I really, when I settle down permanently, I want to be in California. So I don't know if it's that way, but I don't know. I'm pointing west, more west than this. Can we skip your birthday, Matthew? No, we're going to skip your birthday. So we're going to skip your birthday, Matthew. So thankfully that I decided not to do that because they were depending on that money coming in June or early July. And it didn't. It didn't come in. And so it's good to see you here, Jeffrey. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's almost July. It's almost July? It's almost September. Yes, I will pray for you. Yes. Um, and that's what I had to rely on. Speaking of prayer, yeah, I had been praying a lot. Um, Praying for, you know, me and my siblings, for us all to get our money, because it was all being delayed. But then come to find out, um, come to find out, they got their money. My wire transfer didn't go through, and I didn't know why. I still don't really know why. I think it was a mistake on Merrill Lynch's part, but they didn't, notify me. They didn't even tell me. And so then I come to find out, I just had to flat out ask, so did you get your money? Yeah. They got their money. I didn't get my money. And looked at the numbers again. They were the right numbers. Talked to Wells Fargo. It was the right number. So then I said, we'll just send me a check. The lawyer's office had my son's address from months ago. They also had the number, the account number, the right wire transfer number. But my brother messages me again like he doesn't have it. I'm just like, I gave it to you, but okay, I'll give it to you again. Does that mean you're going to stay 24, Matthew, if we skip your birthday? Like, you don't need to be skipping birthdays. You're young. But I don't want to skip my birthday either, because it's going to be fun. Hoping this time it's going to be good. No, I was by myself at, where was I? Last year in October, I was in Georgia, and that was not good. But I left Georgia. If you want to just get out of Georgia, you can drive to Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's right on the borderline. So I was in Chattanooga, Tennessee for my birthday, because I wanted to escape from Georgia again. I don't like Georgia. No offense to people who like Georgia, but I don't like Georgia anymore. But yeah, so I escaped from Georgia twice. Go Red. And last year it was on my birthday, and I was by myself. Thank you. I look like I'm 21. That's where I got my jammies, at Forever 21. Oh, yes. Let's send out prayers for Jeffrey. I like Atlanta. No, I do not like Atlanta. Do not like Atlanta. It's just a suckier version of LA, There's no beach. There's no mountains. It's like LA, only it's not as good. There's no Hollywood. There's no Hollywood sign. There's movie stars, but yeah, my son's friend, his dad, his friend that he lives with now, Albert, they went to a Falcons game, and they were in the restaurant on the roof of the hotel. No, it wasn't a Falcons. It was the Hawks. It was the basketball team. It was the basketball team. It was the Hawks. The Falcons is the football team. So it was a Hawks game. And they met – 'cause, 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 'c that actor. It's not Chris Rock. It's the one that's named Chris, and he's black, but it's not Chris Rock. It's the other one. And it might have been Chris Rock. But anyways, they met a movie star at the Hawks game. Well, in the restaurant on the roof of the Hawks game. So, but no, I don't like Atlanta. So where was I in my story? You're distracting me from my story, Matthew. Stop it. I was talking about Need to Breathe. I was talking about the concerts. Saturday night, I went to a concert. I went to my codependence group, which is good. And then I heard about another concert that was free. This is the Codependence Anonymous book that I'm reading. So I'm meeting people at my groups, and I went to another concert, which was Prince cover band. Not Prince, he's in heaven, but a Prince cover band on Saturday night. And so then on Sunday, I got, since I still wasn't moving in my apartment, I got tickets to, because guess what I found out who was going to be here on Sunday was Switchfoot. So Sunday, I got VIP pass to Switchfoot. And then I realized I needed to get a ticket to the concert at the last minute. On the day of the concert, I got a ticket to the concert because I only had a VIP pass, and I didn't have my VIP pass and my ticket to the concert. But anyways, I told them the story because, like I said, when I separated from my husband, I was really into Need to Breathe and Switchfoot, and they were touring together, and I missed it. I told Switchfoot this whole story because I was in the VIP thing, and I probably did talk too long, but I was just like, I have a tattoo. They know. And I went to the Switchfoot getaway in 2018, and guess what? They remembered me. I have their album, Where the Light Shines Through, there. And I said, because I went through a lot with my divorce, and that's a Switchfoot logo right there. But anyways, I told them this whole story because I so wanted to see Switchfoot and Need to Breathe together, and I hadn't even ever seen either of them in concert. And I was just like, my ex-husband got to where, I don't know, because he was getting old or what, I don't know. He didn't want to go to concerts with me anymore. So anyways, we in 2017, I was telling this at the Switchfoot VIP thing that I went to my first Switchfoot concert, and it was in Atlanta, Matthew, at the Botanical Gardens. And I went to my first Need to Breathe concert in 2017 at the Tabernacle in Atlanta, because that's when I was in Warner Robins, which is about 99 miles south of Atlanta. So, but Atlanta's okay. I don't really hate Georgia, but anyways, so anyways, it was really special. Yeah, it was really hot. John Foreman called it Hotlanta when he was there in 2017, because it was like August or something. Yeah, I think that was August. Yeah. And then it was later, and it was like October when I went to Need to Breathe. But I was like, when am I going to see them together, right? And so fast forward to when hey, Nancy's here. Hi. Hello. So I'm telling my Need to Breathe story. I guess it's kind of long, but it's just really special. And because I got this because there's a Needtbreathe song, Keep Your Eyes Open. And I will get to that part of the story. But that happened when I was in California, because I was away from God. I wasn't listening to them as much, but I was still listening to Needtbreathe and Switchfoot and stuff. But because they are Christian, they're not so much, they're like mainstream, and they're very popular, but the guys in the band themselves and a lot of their songs are Christian based and everything. So, but I was away from God because of so many things that happened, and the straw that broke the camel's back was being estranged from most of my kids, except for, well, my daughters mainly. And it was just so heartbreaking. And I wanted to get out of Georgia, and I was waiting for to get the house signed over to me after the smaller house that I was living in and doing Airbnb in got paid off. Then it was going to be signed over to me. Then I could sell it, and then I could leave Georgia. So, but meanwhile, 2019 is when that happened, and I stopped doing Airbnb. But I was so severely depressed that I scared myself, because I started thinking of, well, how would I do this if I was going to do it? And so it was scary, and I sought help, and I went through a lot of things, and I didn't realize really at the time that I was so angry. I had gone through the date rape, and then I fell hook, line, and sinker for Muhammad. I felt, um, oh yeah, there's lots of narcissists everywhere. A lot of people call themselves Christians and aren't Christian. And Jesus even talked about it, a lot. Like, beware the scribes and Pharisees. They were ones that were, you know, that were fake religious people. I mean, Jesus talked about it all the time, and the wheat and the tares. There's a parable about the wheat and the tares, and it's about the Christians growing up with the fake Christians, and those you couldn't tell apart as much, but you can't see in somebody's heart. The Bible says the Lord sees the heart, but people, we can't really see the heart. We can see people's actions, but they don't. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you. I miss a lot of people's videos. They do. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I was gonna go over there and check out more on your channel, and I haven't um, done it, so I apologize, Matthew. So the thing about so 2019, and that's when I stopped doing Airbnb, and then I started downsizing, and I just realized on my journey, it didn't happen immediately, but on my stint away from God, I was not progressing, and I was not growing, and I was stagnating, really. And then I was making a lot of bad decisions and stuff like um, I was just like, why am I being such a goody goody, and then all this stuff happens to me, like the date rape, and then the guy trying to get his green card, and I realized I was I was starting to realize I was a bit of a love addict, not like a sex addict. I would just get into these relationships where I get obsessed with someone. And when I started watching the crappy childhood fairy, I learned it has a name. It's called limerence, where you get like obsessed with this person. And so yeah, I did learn that. I was still learning some stuff off of YouTube, but I was in a way it was a learning experience, but I feel like I kind of stagnated. So you spent your honeymoon in Chattanooga. Oh, it's nice there. It's nice. Like I just wanted to get out. I'd been there before. I just wanted to get out of Georgia, and so it was almost my birthday. So you're 13 minutes behind. My birthday is the 13th of October. Um, but yeah, I stayed at this Raccoon Mountain, Raccoon Mountain campground. It was nice. Oh, narcissists do all sorts of things. I have lots of channels, like in my featured channels, that are really good about narcissists, like Dr. Romani and Lisa A. Romano. But they're not all exactly the same, you know. People are all different, and narcissists are all different. And so, like, I didn't realize when I first separated from my husband, like, I think I realized when I was still living with him before I was divorced, because it took 4.5 years. It took almost 5 years for my divorce to go through because it was just a mess. It was a lot of stuff to separate. It was 30-year marriage. And um, there were a few months when I thought maybe I can make it work because my ex is a vulnerable narcissist. And he can be really nice at sometimes. He can be really nice. Um, but then he turns on you. He's like two faced. So, yeah, it's really, it needed to happen. I had said recently to my son, like, that we were out to eat, and I said that I didn't realize how difficult this whole process was going to be and how really messed up I was. I was so codependent and um, just like my marriage and church and my children were like my God. I was like, they were everything, they were my whole life. That's why I was so depressed and suicidal when I lost that connection with my daughters. I was just like, and it was a different, it wasn't all their fault. Some of it was my fault. I'm learning so much in the crappy childhood fairy classes that, I have childhood trauma, my kids have childhood trauma, and actually my siblings, like, and we're all like at each other because we have this CPTSD and this childhood trauma, and that we're like, we don't want to be abandoned, and like we're getting, you know, pissed off at each other, and we're triggering each other, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Um, and that's why I'm learning to calm my triggers, and that's why, like I said, let me go back to say, because like, how can I have peace in the midst of the storm? That's what I titled this. And because while going through this whole thing, thanks for coming in, Roy and Becky. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good night. And next time I will say something like, next time when I'm lurking, I'll say hi. Um, but yeah, I was watching you morning. But yes, so I know you're in Flagstaff, and saw Bigfoot and Steve, and yeah, I did. I was watching. So yeah. Um, so, anyways, like I learned to have this whole thing with the money from my dad just really was a learning experience. And so, like, my son and I went and celebrated and went, and he was like, because he got stressed out because we got this letter on Friday that was just like a fake out. It was like a, nah, 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 nah. This is what we're sending you a letter. Thanks for contacting us. And I was like, what the heck? My son was like, what the heck? This is what happened Friday. And so that's what just set me off Friday was this letter they sent me. Thank you for contacting our office. Let us know if you have, and it was like, this is supposed to be a check. What? And I even made a video on Saturday about it, and then I took the video down because I really don't. I really, for most of my when my kids were coming up and through high school, because my siblings were so wild, I was goody goody. I was a super goody goody. I was, and I I got married and had 5 babies. I didn't have time to get in a lot of trouble, and my church life, my kids, my husband, for my whole life, I was little Miss Susie Homemaker. My husband didn't want me to work. He wanted to. He kind of. I feel like he wanted to keep me under his control. Too. He didn't really want me to work outside the home. I would say I need a job, and he'd say, "You have a job." And I didn't know how much he was putting away in the 401k, which I was thankful for afterwards because I got some of that in the divorce. So I would be happy to disconnect from a demon. Um, there's a verse in the Bible that says, Nancy, that even Satan himself disguises as an angel of light. So many people are fooled, and I've been fooled a lot. And I think we're especially vulnerable when we say, oh, that can't happen to me. Oh, I'm not going to be fooled by that. But uh, yeah, and I would never say, that demons are fallen angels, that a third of them fell from heaven. That was something they would say to be, don't be afraid because there's twice as many angels as there are demons. So there's twice as many of the good ones. But um, hey, Brenda, hello. I haven't seen you in a while. I think I remember you, though. Do I remember you, or are you new? I think I remember that name. But yeah, but people really aren't demons. And my ex, he is, it's difficult. It's a tightrope walk because he's the father of my children. And I see there's things in my son, like my son being like, oh, that apartment's really expensive. Are you sure? Are you sure you should get that? And I'm like, you're sounding like he's sounding cheap like his dad. But yeah, my 5 children are from my ex-husband. He's their father. And so that's something like, it's it's a tightrope walk. It's I was gonna say this verse, and it's on my about page. When Jesus says to the people, to his disciples, be as let me just read it to you because I'm gonna leave something out or something like that. So it's on my about page. A wise man, Jesus, once said, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore be as wise as serpents and as harmless as doves. Matthew 10:16. So, yeah, you have to be careful. And a lot of times I won't even say it doesn't really matter. My sibling would say, you're not a doctor, you can't diagnose them. Like, that's not the freaking point. The point is, I've learned these things and these ways to deal with difficult people. Okay, let me just call him a difficult person. You know, let me just call him that then, if you don't like me calling him what he is. So, but anyways, so in 2019, I had been very depressed, and I started acting out. I really did. I started acting out, and it kind of brought me, and I even said it. And I said it in the video with Box Van D that I did with Box Van D and Tanya of Van Life Voyages filmed it. I said that I started being promiscuous for a little while, but it really wasn't me, and I had never, I had been with my husband because I got married. I started dating my husband when I was 17 and turned 18. And, um, he was the first one I was with, and I wasn't with anybody after that until, and I didn't cheat on him. And then, in 2017 is when I the date rape happened, and that was the second person I had been with. So that's why I was so angry and I was so depressed. And then my kids weren't there for me, and I fell in love with Mohammed, and it ended up, oh, he didn't really love me. He just wanted a green card, and um, you know, I was just so angry, like, and it just all came to a head, and I was so, and they say, and I feel like it is true, and it's so funny. If you ever listen to, have you ever heard of, she's a Christian comedian, I've shared her videos on my, she wrote a book called Laughing in the Dark, because she dealt with depression. Conda Pierce, that's it. Um, she says they would tell her, depression is anger turned inward. You don't feel like you can express your anger. You're holding it in, and that turns to depression. And she I'm not. And she's like a southern lady too. She's like, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. Quit saying I'm angry. I'm gonna get angry. uh, and so, like, too, and if any of you guys, like, I need to start doing more. When I start thinking about it, I'll think up some more things to do, because they just sort of come to me. But if you look on my channel back, I have Southern Red, who is the goody goody one, the goody goody part of me. And then I have Cali Red, who's the, I don't, who's the badass, who doesn't who's the baddie. And hold on, I'm somewhere in the middle. Honestly, you guys, I'm somewhere in the middle. I think a lot of people are. I'm somewhere in the middle. We all have good and bad in us. But Southern Red, I draw it on from my conservative, very goody goody past. And she won't go to bed till she's legally wed. She can't. She's Southern Red. And so those are two characters where, um, I did little videos on um, that were fun, and some of them were really, some of them, a couple, like maybe one or two, I took down. They're really out there. Um, I don't know that they were that bad, but one I did on never mind, on just a derogatory comment someone made about gay people that irritated me. So I played off of that, but then I think I took that one down, but I don't know. But anyways, and Cali Red, of course, is liberal, and Southern Red's conservative. Well, not really, but no, supposedly, or she was. I don't know. But anyways, so so fast forward. Well, I'll kind of go through. Um, I go through this on my intro video. So I downsized. I was coming out of the depression. I got counseling. I I I started after being mostly celibate for since 2014. I didn't I didn't want to have, and I don't. I realized that is not me, and now I realize that I can say it too without with knowledge that it's not a good thing to do. The best the best sex is in a committed relationship. I feel like it was with my ex, even though he wasn't a because I loved him and I was committed to him. So, and he was good at that. He was good at that. He wasn't good at connecting emotionally, but he was good at that. But anyways, and I mentioned it actually, and it was funny because and then Vox Fan D said something, and Tanya laughed, and she's like, and then D said, "Yeah, it's good to be physical." I think D was talking about like exercise, but I said something about. But anyways, it sort of uh, helped get me out of the depression, and but I still was going on in my stubborn way, and I had this plan, which I do feel like it was from God. I feel like the plan was from God for me to get out of Georgia and downsize, and I started downsizing in 2019 and 2020, and then in 2020 in June put my house for sale. In August my house sold. In September I left Georgia, and it was funny, it was the day before I left Georgia that my dad passed away. And I went up to St. Louis area by my friend who had been transferred from Warner Robins up there to Scott Air Force Base. And I bought my RV up there, and I left in my RV in November 2020, and I came here to Denver. I went to Cherry Creek State Park. I stayed there over Thanksgiving, and I was just here for like a week or something. And then I went to Flagstaff and saw my niece for a few days. I got a COVID test before I left Flagstaff because my sister-in-law was in the end stages of breast cancer, and she was dying. Actually, we, of course, had hopes. She had been fighting the cancer and it kept coming back. She had periods of remission, and her first occurrence of it was 30 years ago. So she had been fighting it for 30 years, and she really had a good attitude about it, and a positive attitude. And I think that's why she just lasted so long. But she was 68, and she wasn't doing so well. She was on the oxygen 24/7, and I wanted to get there to help. When I went to see my niece, was just so concerned, and she has a dog grooming business, and she was in Flagstaff then. She's the one in Bend, Oregon now that I just went to see. But she was just so concerned. She was like, my mom's so thin, my dad's so tired all the time. He's, looking old, and I'm like, well, maybe I can get there and help. I hope I can get there and help. And so I was there for it was like her last Christmas, and she lived for a month, and she passed away in January 2021. During that time, I was cooking for her, and I really enjoy cooking for people. It's like, I'm like, it's what I do. I feed people. So when I had my Airbnb, I would cook for people. When I had my 5 kids, I would cook for people. Um, my daughter's friend, I used to do little odd jobs and things, and, and people would pay me. So I used to always pick up my daughter's best friend, my youngest best friend, her mom was a nurse. And so um, when on the days where she would work, I would pick up her daughter from school, and she would compensate me a little bit. I would pick her daughter up from school and bring her home, and then she would come to our house and pick her up. And she said, "It always smells like a great restaurant when I walk in your house," because I'd be cooking something. And my kids love my cooking, and I used to make carrot cake. I used to make cheesecake, and then when I moved out of the big house, and I was writing my second book of poetry, which is Red. I started saying like, well, I'll go by Red, and so I started calling my Airbnb Red's Airbnb. So I made red velvet cupcakes. So it kind of went. So, anyways, I feed people, and so that's what I was doing. And Joyce is so cute. She would say things like, "You can't leave here until I gain 15 pounds," and I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. At that time, I told them my plan of because my brother didn't like the idea of me living in my RV, and now his new person has called me trailer trash, and I'm like, does she know that I sold the RV? I've never lived in a trailer in my entire life. And in fact, it's so weird going back to living in an apartment. I haven't lived in an apartment since like 1988. So, but anyway, she called me trailer trash because I called her a gold digger, which I do believe she is. And I don't really feel like my brother was ready to get into a relationship 2 months after his wife passed away. And I will say this in case he's watching. Um, because like such negativity in my family and everything, and that's what we always do. We put each other down. It's like a dysfunctional family. How about this, Jonathan? How about you can do better than that? That's what I mean. You can do better than that. You don't need someone who's just swooping in, you know, was supposedly a friend of the family before this. Like, where was she when my sister in law was dying? She wasn't there. Um, he could do a whole lot better than that. So I hope you're listening. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But I hope you're listening, Jonathan. You can do better than that. And like, it was really silly for you to let her have your phone for her to she texts me back on his, I was like, okay, for one, like I certain like I just told you what I thought of her. Why would I care what she thinks of me? And all she was repeating was stuff she only knows because he told her, and it's all really so ridiculous. Like I had a difficult relationship with my dad, but I still was trying at the end. I mean, I saw him in 2018. I sent him a gift for his 90th birthday. He was 92 when he passed. Um, my brother knows my stepmother gave them the gift card for the restaurant that I sent him for his birthday. So it's like I was trying. He didn't like to talk on the phone. Yeah, I didn't call him that much because he didn't like to talk on the phone. But I would see him like almost as often as the siblings in the same state as him. My brother was 3 hours away from him. I was across the country from him. And always taking a kid, never going by myself, never getting a break from the kids, always taking the kids with me to see them because, they want to see the grandkids. And we were far away. So I'm getting to the song. So it was kind of stressful helping with Joyce. She was on the oxygen. I had a lot of people pass in my family, but I was never there with them when they passed. And, I never was their caretaker for any amount of time. So, and Joyce was on the oxygen and she was eating very little. And, but when she wanted something to eat, I just get it for her. And she liked those Hawaiian rolls. She would like, get me a Hawaiian roll with the cheese in it. And I was buying the food, and I cooked a prime rib on Christmas. I had never cooked a prime rib before. And I would go get the groceries usually and pay for them, but my brother bought the prime rib. I would go get the groceries and I would shop at Albertsons. And so this is when, and I was away from God, and it was funny because here I am thinking about death and dying and religion and because of Joyce, and Joyce had been Jewish, and she became Christian in the course of their 30-year marriage, because they got married when I was pregnant with my oldest son in 1990, which was also the year we bought our house, our first house, which is the house that I sold. And then my ex built his big house in Byron. I've gone an hour and I haven't even got to the rest of the story yet. Oh my goodness, I have 6 people watching still. Okay, I'm going to try and wrap up the story. But it was the song I really loved, and I was stressed. And one day, Joyce was having trouble getting to the restroom. And she told me, and she was always very, very forceful. Like, Susan, go to the Walgreens. I would always go to the Walgreens up the street. And I was sleeping in I was staying in my RV at their other property, the ranch where my nephew lived. And I would often go by the Walgreens. And so, and I'd be there with her, mostly try to be there with her during the day when my brother was at work and stuff. He's a cop in Los Angeles. He's LAPD. So so she says, go to the Walgreens and get me a bedpan. And I was like, okay. Um, because what had happened right before I came, and they hadn't told me this, right after Thanksgiving was when I arrived there early December. And she had gone in the hospital, and her friend, she had collapsed, and her friend was there, thankfully, and she called the ambulance. So it was kind of like I didn't really feel like she should be alone. And I was torn because she told me to go get the bedpan, but I didn't want to leave her. But she's like, go get it, go get it. And I'm like, okay. So I go. Of course, they're out of them. Can't find them. And I'm worried the whole time. And guess what happens? I go back. The oxygen machine is beeping, and she's like, it started beeping when you left. And I'm like, I didn't know what had to. You have to call the person, and it just, um, you know, and I have no 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 God to lean on, and that's what I felt like through all of this. It's like I need Him. I look at it differently now, than before. I was like, y'all need God, when I'm telling everybody and then I don't know. It's a humbling experience. I just feel like I need Him, and it was funny because I got on online dating when I was in LA. After that experience, it was just like I was stressed and I needed, and I didn't, and end up meeting any. Well, I walked the dog with this guy once. That didn't go anywhere. I didn't really. It wasn't really a date. I didn't go on any dates or meet anybody actually. But anyways, I got on online dating again, and I was like, this is not, this is just too triggering. I can't do it anymore. But I did because I got stressed and I like really didn't have my faith to go to. But so one day for I'm shopping for groceries for my brother and sister-in-law, and I never would hear Need to Breathe. I would hear them on Christian radio. I never heard them in the grocery store before. And it was this song, Keep Your Eyes Open. And I even had wrote a poem about it. Like, I haven't even read one poem. Let me need to find it and read it. I had wrote a poem based on another Need to Breathe song. But I had wrote one based on this song, and it's Keep Your Eyes Open, My Love. And I just broke down weeping in the grocery store because it was just like, just keep your eyes open because He's always there. And the lyrics to the song are like, if you could soldier on, headstrong into the storm, I'll be here waiting on the other side. Don't look back, the road is long, the first days of the war are gone. Take back your former throne and turn the tide. Because if you never leave home, never let go, because that's what I did, I left Georgia. You'll never make it to the great unknown till you keep your eyes open, my love. So tell me you're strong, tell me you see, I need to hear, can you promise me, keep your eyes open? And part of it says, don't let the night become the day, don't take the darkness to the grave. I know pain is just a place, the will has been broken. Don't let the fear become the hate. Don't take the sadness to the grave. I know the fight is on the way when the sides have been chosen. And that just so hit me. And then, so that was part of my journey of saying, like, I knew. I later realized they had a playlist, and it would play again almost every time I went to Albertsons. And fast forward to when I went back to um, St. Louis area, my home base, because I broke so many things on my RV. I needed to get it fixed. And then I was babysitting Blue while Gladys traveled. And I had my RV parked at the Horseshoe Lake in Illinois, which was a nice place. I never camped there, but I had it parked there, and I was staying at Gladys's house. And I had the radio on in Gladys's car, and they announced, guess what? Switchfoot and Needtbreathe on September 7th. Of course, I told a shortened version of the story to Switchfoot. And I said, that's when I came back to God, September 7th, 2021, Switchfoot and Needtbreathe. And I was just like, it was a gift. And I was just so worn out with trying to chase after this YouTuber that I was crushing on. He broke my heart. Then he starts getting everybody hating on me and bullying me. And then I did tone it down, but I did kind of like this other YouTuber. I thought, like, oh, he's mellow, and I actually think he's a bit on the spectrum, autistic. But anyways, that was triggering more abandonment trauma. That, didn't work out. He's in the clique, and he's not going to go against anybody in the clique. And it was just all a mess. So I was coming out of that. I was just like, it's not working. Red cannot do this on her own. And then all of a sudden, Switchfoot and Needtbreathe are in St. Louis. And I was supposed to be going to Georgia. Well, we all know how that turned out. That was a fiasco. I was just talking about my second escape from Georgia. I was supposed to be going to Georgia to visit my oldest two children, but my daughter had said it wasn't a good time. And so that's how I ended up. I was still going to be in St. Louis for the concert. So Gladys and I went to the concert. And that was when I went back to God on September 7th, 2021. And yeah, so Needtbreathe. And I think I'm also losing weight. So that's why I got this one here. So I would have to stay in shape. I know it's a little bit out of shape, but I think I'm going to get that song and the eye on this arm. So we'll match. That's Switchfoot and Needtbreathe. Keep your eyes open, my love. I'll probably just get keep your eyes open with an eye. So yeah. That's my story. It took me an hour and 14 minutes. Thank you for listening. I have 8 people. So you guys think this is a good time to go live? This is when I went live before. I used to have more people. You miss Blue. Tone, I do not miss Blue. I think Love said she misses Blue too. I don't. That dog was a pain in the... I had Blue for like like in 2020. Okay, because Gladys left um, Georgia in January 2020 before COVID hit. And I had my plan. I was downsizing. I was selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I was giving stuff away. I was doing all that. I got the rats out of my house. After I stopped doing Airbnb, I discovered I had been hearing a sound under my house, but then they came up and under my kitchen sink. They were able to get up under my kitchen sink, and I had rats in my house. They had babies. It was awful. It was so awful. From September until January, I killed the last rat. It was funny because when the rats entered my house, and it was funny because I was talking to Diana Brienne about it before, and she always talks about these things like signs and things like little whispers from God or little nudges or little warnings or whatever. It was at the time when I was not paying attention. It was a time when I was going through the tramp page, and I wasn't doing Airbnb anymore, and I wasn't paying attention to things in my house, and that's when the rats came in. I mean, thankfully, I was upset about bad reviews of this little girl saying, Red talks too much. I'm an introvert. And I was just like, you little. I was annoyed about those reviews, and it could have been much worse if I had the rats in my house when I was doing Airbnb. I didn't have the rats in my house when I was doing Airbnb, but I had heard them under my house, and I had thought it was something else. I had hoped it was something else, but it was rats. And so, so anyways, and then I was downsizing, and then Gladys was going to move. Gladys got her house in Georgia that she was living in rented out. So she needed to move out of her house, and she moved back into my Airbnb because that's how I met Gladys, from doing Airbnb. She came back to my, in September, the same time when the rats were in the house. Oh my goodness. And, it was only kind of my tramp lasted for a month. My youngest child texted me September 1st, and that was like the end of it. I was seeing this guy, and I said, wow, my daughter texted me to go eat with her. I said, you must be good luck. But I didn't see him again. I ghosted those guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I was just being bad. Never. It was a learning experience. But I learned that is not me. That's definitely not me. But anyway, so, but it ended up, that was the last time I saw my youngest daughter. I think she had gotten into a disagreement. She had moved in with her sister, and she wanted to move in with me, but I didn't really know what was going on because they left me out of the loop. I didn't really know what was going on. But she wasn't living with her father anymore. She was living with her sister. And she worked at Chick-fil-A, and I applied for the same job, but it's when they weren't hiring people with tattoos, and she got the job and I didn't. We didn't know. We both applied, and I would go to Chick-fil-A, but then I finally stopped because it just broke my heart, because she would hand me my Chick-fil-A like I was a stranger, and I was trying to go there to talk to her and stuff. And it was so heartbreaking. And but I still have hopes that I love my children. Lydia, contact me when you are ready. So yeah, then the concert, and yeah, and I'm doing much better now. But I still get triggered, and I'm learning a lot of stuff from like the crappy childhood fairy. And it's very humbling when like I told my eldest son, it's like I'm saying, yeah, I know it was crappy, hon. Check out this crappy childhood fairy. Cause it's like we're both triggered, and we're both like I was trying, like that's when in October what I was trying to do. And then when I got locked out of my RV in October too, when I was in Georgia. And then I did a stupid thing, and I contacted, the only phone number I could remember was my ex's phone number. And he used to be so good with things like fixing things or, breaking it. He used to come in my bedroom window when I was a teenager. I was like, surely he can get in my. He couldn't, anyways. And he was drunk, and it was not a good idea, and it might have contributed to. He probably said something to my daughter. I don't know, but the whole Georgia thing was a fiasco, and I was just like, it just wasn't time for me to go back to Georgia. But anyways, you live and learn, and I felt like it was an attack. I feel like I came back to God September, and that whole thing was. And then November, when the other bully, who was friends with the guy I had been crushing on, started, So, but anyways, does anybody want to come up on panel? Should I keep going, or what? Do you want to hear a poem? I was going to look for that poem that I wrote about keep your eyes open. Let me find it, because I haven't even read you one poem. Let me see if I can find that poem. I'll read you the love poem. Yeah, before I go, I'll at least read you a poem. I will. Oh, what was the yuck about? The rats? I will just, what I'll do is I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to find a couple poems to read you. I'll drop the link if anybody wants to come up. I'll keep going. Otherwise, I'll read you a couple of poems and we'll say good night. Am I still coming in good? I'm on the Hilton Honors internet. But yeah, there was a poem I wrote, and it was about your it was about purity. So I kind of, maybe I should read it now. I don't know. I wrote it before I went away from God, and I wrote it based on that song, Keep Your Eyes Open, because the Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Because I feel like as I got further away from him, I didn't see him. And then like when I heard that song, when I was so down, when I was stressed and taking care of my sister-in-law, and I heard that song, it was just like, wake up, remember this, remember this, Susan, remember, keep your eyes open. God is all around you. Looking out for you. And that's what that song says to me. There are a lot of poems in my book of read poems, you guys. Pray for me to find a publisher and I'm wanting to decide what to do about my elephant book again. Um, every time I think I wasn't able to find a publisher. I'm not a publisher. I wasn't able to find a lawyer to sue the people about my What Elephant poem. And they were suing me, so I needed to find a lawyer that I trusted, and I'm very particular because I had to fire my first divorce lawyer and hire another one. So um, I'm very picky about my lawyers. I couldn't find a lawyer to defend me against the lawsuit the publishers did against me because I spoke out about them on social media. And they said I caused somebody to break a contract, and that's like not my problem, really, you know. Trying to find that poem. Let me see if I can find it. Hmm. Oh. Oh, let me read you this one. I like this one. Um, this is one that I use a lot of quotes from songs and quotes from people. And I have a Hemingway quote here, and this is about writing. And it's called Bleed. The trick is to have the emotions, but not let them have you. There's nothing new and nothing to writing, Hemingway said. Sit at your keyboard and bleed. He is the song I bleed, Kearney sang. Your blood ran red, and I do not think I am that clever, not ever. It seems the words are dropped to me, in my head, at night in my bed. Your blood ran red. It flows through me like a bird in flame flowing through my veins, catching fire. You consume me. From your mind to mine, we have the mind of Christ, ink to pen, pen to page. I don't need to rage, just bleed. The pen is mightier than the sword. I feast on his word. His pen is a sword. My pen is a sword. His word won't return void. So run. You get it? It's a play on words. His blood ran red. A lot of my poems are stories, and I wrote stories about things that happened to me and made them into a poem. Somebody came up. Let me see who that is. I think I'm almost finding. I need to make a table of contents for this thing of this book of poetry because I can't find it. Oh, it's Matthew. Show me your face. You have to show me your face. I don't see you. Is your camera not working, Matthew? Are you in the dark? Okay, there you are. Is your sound on?
Yeah, it's on. What's up?
Okay.
I thought I stopped by for a little bit.
Okay. I'll keep going. I'm looking for the poem I wrote about that song still.
Ooh. I wish I could help you on that, but that's something usually against, my religion. So
It's against your religion. What? Oh, I
if
wrote
there's
my
any
own
pop song you
obit.
like, I choose hip hop.
You like hip hop? Okay. I like all kinds of music, but my favorite is rock and alternative and
Oh,
pop, probably.
hmm. Want
Um,
some candy?
what kind of candy you got?
I got Skittles.
I've got this.
Oh no. Let me see that. Lindor. Oh god,
Yes,
not chocolate.
it's white chocolate.
I don't like chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Why do you like
I'm
chocolate?
I'm trying to lose weight. I eat what I want, but I just try to eat less of it.
How about you
Like
eat
I
some
don't finish
pizza?
anything. My son ordered us burgers the other night, and he's like, "Do you want fries?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I never finish them. You have to,
Oh,
you have to eat them, most of them for me. I just want a few." And so, like this, I'll make this last a long time. This one,
yeah. I
uh,
like your nails. They look really gorgeous.
yeah. Just like I shouldn't have said this. You say stuff. I said to the girl doing my nails, I was like, "This one always breaks first.
Yeah.
This one always breaks first." And it hurt because it broke. It bent back. It didn't really break. It didn't break off. It broke right here,
Oh,
right
yeah.
down here, and I had to cut it because it hurt
Are you gonna like
when I
redo it or
kept hitting
something?
it. Hmm?
You gonna like redo your nails?
Eventually, but I just got them done. It's just this one broke,
Okay. I would
and
have
I
gone
said
for
it
the
to her.
blue.
I listened to Joyce Meyer. She always says stuff like that. Don't say it. I was like, I said it and it happened. I shouldn't have said it. I
Hmm.
mean, it's
I rather
shush.
I rather go. I rather go for the green nails.
Oh, I've done green before at Christmas and for St. Patrick's Day. And
Okay. What nails are you gonna do for Labor Day?
I don't do a color for Labor Day.
You know.
I just usually the red is for Christmas or a red just because I'm red. Some people think I always get red though, but I don't.
Is it because of your hair though?
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
You're completely red haired anyway.
Yeah, it's gone white. Have you heard that poem?
I think I've heard it
The,
once.
the
Yeah.
redheaded poem. It's one of my favorite poems.
What's that?
It's one of my favorite poems.
Oh.
Um,
Do I got a mustache on me?
I don't know. Do you?
What can you see?
Let me see. Yeah,
So,
yeah. My son has a mustache now.
I don't like it, mustaches.
It looks good.
So,
When guys grow beards, I feel like they look older, though.
well, I do look old.
No, you don't.
I look old when I turn 25 soon.
You don't look old. Um, yeah, my son's gonna
So,
be 29
oh,
in next month, September.
okay, what day is that? I'm on the 15th.
Yeah, yours is the day after his. His is the 14th.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah, I
even
was saying it
easier.
was funny because I got seats 13 and 14 for One Republic, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna go with me or not. Like I'm trying not to be like, I don't know, like annoying. That's why like I'm in a hotel now because it was like kind of camping their style. It's like mom being here. And they got the bachelor's pad, the three guys bachelor's pad. It wasn't like
Oh yeah, well check this out. I don't live anywhere near in San Diego now. I mean, I used to.
you're on the East Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, I live in Virginia. Now look at Virginia, right? Look how good it looks out here.
You're in your house. I can't see Virginia.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll give you the view outside at night, but you won't see much.
Nope, I can't see much.
Yeah, I told you, because if you were live in the daytime, I'd give you a better view, so.
Yeah, there's like I'm on a busy street.
Well, let's see if you could try one then.
Um, there's lots of traffic out here, but probably will not right now. But this is cool. Like, look at this. Okay.
Oh, well, I do like the view of the room, anyways. Well, I used to have that in the Las Vegas.
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, well, I
Oh,
had a
I didn't tell
remote
you
trade
guys
of that
about
in
the
my
rugby
hotel.
players. There's a bunch of rugby players here. See the traffic?
Oh, it's crazy. I hate traffic.
Yeah, I don't really want to live in the
Wait,
city. So
where
I'm
is
like
this again?
outside of the city. Huh?
Where is this again in Denver?
I'm in Denver. I'm not gonna say exactly where. I'm in Denver.
Oh yeah, well, I don't. Oh yeah, I don't
My
live in
friend Carol
Denver,
said
Susan.
to say I'm in Colorado, to not say I'm in Denver, but Denver's huge, so
Oh yeah, I don't live in Colorado, so. I mean, if I do come down to Colorado, I might come see you one day.
I don't know if I'll be here. I was kind of well, it was funny. It's someone that I'm not really that friendly with. I don't know anymore. This girl said at my friend's live that she's like I'm going west in October. And I mean I didn't mean it like mean or anything, but I'm like I'm going to see my grandbaby east in October.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean I didn't mean to be rude, but I was just like kind of laughing. I was like I didn't mean that like I'm leaving since you're coming this way, but I don't know if I'll uh, be here depending on when you're coming. But I'm getting a 6 month lease, and then I might go
Yeah.
to California after that. But I don't know. I might keep this as a home base. But I joined a group that travels like with a group of people
Oh yeah.
like overseas because
Hmm.
I really was anxious about traveling by myself. Like I don't want to travel overseas by myself or go to Europe. Hey Timmy Ray, where have you been? Hello. Um, yeah, I don't want to. And like, I mean, I did have anxiety, but like, not like I do now. Um, that's how bad my time away from God was that I have anxiety now. And then like, if you're prone to anxiety, like traveling around in an RV is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I tried it and I was brave and I did it for a year, but
Well, I
yeah,
do have a story that I can tell you though. Um, so when I got down to Vegas, Susan, um, well, as you know, I go in my hotel at midnight, and because my flight was delayed when I was in Texas, so that took like 2 hours at nighttime. So, well, half an hour ago after that, by the time I get to the hotel, and then I get waking up around at 4:52 in the morning, because some idiots are like jabbering talking on the side of the deck. So I couldn't get any sleep that time.
big part. I was in, and it was weird. This was the weirdest place I thought to be a big party hotel, but it was in Twin Falls. When I was in Twin Falls, Idaho, this is the first hotel I was at, Matthew. I came there at like 11:30, and there were people in the pool. And I was like, "How late is the pool open?" She said, "The pool's open all night."
Oh,
And I was like,
no.
"What?" And I was afraid, like you said, like Vegas is a big party place, you know. I can understand that. But Twin Falls, Idaho, and I was afraid it was going to be loud like all night, but they did like I wasn't near my room wasn't near the pool, and they didn't stay in the pool all night. But I was just like, what? I've never ever heard of a pool being open. There were people out front in the hotel, and I'm like, this is like a big party hotel. That's like weird. It was in the city of Twin Falls, Idaho.
Well, as you can know this, I mean, so then I moved my hotel room upstairs on a higher floor, the 17th floor, and the old staff forgot about my problem on the other floor of the hotel room. So they forgot about me and my family.
How did they forget about you?
Well, I had to make a complaint down at the front desk because, I mean, we having some issues going on at the Venetian Hotel because we're trying to sleep at night.
Yeah, that's what
And
people
we had
do.
some next door neighbor Asians that are actually, are noisy at 2 in the morning. We can't even get a chance to go to bed.
Mm.
So we had to call security 2 times in a row. Like 1 and 2, that didn't help. Then we called second at 3. Then they knock on the door and then they call us back. So that didn't even go well at all.
No. Yeah. So I have a funny hotel story from yesterday, and from this last week. So I've been. Uh, I like to go swimming, and I like to go in the hot tub. So I try, and I like to take a bath more than take a shower. Sometimes I take a shower, but so I like to get a hotel that has a pool because they don't all have pools, has a hot tub, and that I want a bathtub in my room. So I switched rooms at one hotel, at the first hotel I went to when I left my son's apartment. And I went to that hotel because they had a pool. It was listed, it said they had a pool. But guess what? The pool was under construction. So I was like, hmm, okay. So, and then they put me in a room with a shower, not a tub. But I got her. The lady moved me to a room with a tub because I explained to her. I was like, I got this hotel because you have a pool and your pool's closed. And I said, and now I have a shower and I wanted a bathtub. So she said, I'll find you a room. So she was really nice. I liked her. I'll find you a room with a bathtub, and I changed rooms. I went and got all my stuff out of my room. Came because I said, wait a minute. I said all my stuff is in that room. She's like, well, you got to get your stuff out of the room because when I change your cards over, this cards won't open that room. It'll open your new room. And I was like, let me go get my stuff. But then I changed hotels to one where the pool was open. And then it was when I realized the rugby teams are in town.
Wow.
All these guys from all over rugby teams. Um, and the laundry, I needed to do laundry, and I was thinking, I almost just went to my son's and did laundry because it would have been free and stuff. But and there were so many the rugby guys doing their laundry, and there was only two washing machines and two dryers in the laundry room.
That's not even enough for more people to wash clothes.
Yeah, there's a bunch at this. There's more at this hotel.
Oh,
But so
there is?
anyway,
Like, how many do they have now?
I went at this hotel. Oh, Big Hook is here. Hey, hello, hello. Um, Robbie. That's it. I was like, I remember your name. I remember your name. Right, Robbie. Okay, so 284 dollars. My brother goes all the time. And a lot more than that, but I don't know how much he spends. Really, I don't know how much he loses. But
$284? That's not too bad.
so there's a whole rugby tournament. I was telling my son about it because I thought that might interest him. We were thinking of going one day, but he went to a he went to a music festival Saturday night, and they have a lot of fun when they do that. He went up to Fort Collins. So we were gonna go hiking yesterday. So, but we didn't because I knew he was gonna be tired from that, and he was from his concert. But anyway, so all these rugby guys are at this second hotel I went to, and and since that one had a pool and I had a bathtub, I was gonna stay there until I moved in to my apartment, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't extend my stay because of all these rugby people in town and everything. And that hotel is like right next door to the rugby fields. So I had to change to this hotel. But yesterday was the last day of the tournaments, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm going back up to my room, and I see these rugby guys, and these are the guys from Europe. I think they had Australian accents or something. I don't know, or England, or I don't know. But they got a cart, right? And two of the guys get on the cart, and the other guy's pushing them on the cart, on the luggage cart. You know, those luggage carts to take your luggage up to your room. And I'm
Oh, they
looking at
always
them
do
and I'm
that.
going
They do
like,
that in
and
the
then the elevator
Caesar's
opens.
Palace.
What?
They do that in the Caesar's Palace too in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I would get on the. I didn't tell them this, but when I was at, because I've been living in hotels since like end of May. I'm ready to get into my apartment. You know, I was been living in my son's basement too for a month, and then I've been in a hotel since the end of May when I left Gladys's house in St. Louis. So in St. Louis area. So, anyways, so these guys, the two guys on the cart and the one guy pushing them, and the elevator opens, and they're like, "After you," you know. And I'm thinking, like, I need to just let these guys get on their own, elevator, right? And so, but they're like, "After you," and then, and I'm like, "You guys better duck," because like they were taller than almost, they had to duck to go in the elevator. And so we get in the elevator. So I was like, "How'd you guys do?" And because like I knew that they were the rugby guys, and they said they were going to get the beer bottles from their room or something. Like I had just been in the pool and the hot tub, and it was completely empty. I was like, I should have said something like just to been like teasing them or something, but because he was like, what floor? I didn't do anything. I was just a good girl. I didn't say anything. But I'm just like, oh my goodness, these rugby guys. So I was like, how did you do? And he's like, we lost. And he's like, we're going to get the beer bottles from our room. I was like, I thought they were going to get their luggage, to bring their luggage down or whatever. But they're like, what floor? Because the guys on the cart were on the side where the buttons were, and I was like three. But I was like, oh, I should have said, what floor are you going to? No, but I was just um, being good.
Well,
Yeah, too young for me.
another thing I can tell you is that um, I mean, I only stay for 3 to 4 days. I wanted to stay for a whole week, but that didn't usually happen. That's usually a good vacation for me. So, well,
Did you
actually,
camp? What did you
last
do
year
in
in July
Vegas?
2021, I was in Florida. I had no problems for that. So, gave a 5-star rating for that. So that's really good.
Um, what
But
I
it was
would do
very
in Vegas
pricey.
to see the shows, because I'm not into gambling at all. Um,
Well, the Disney Resort Hotel in Florida, Susan, is like $767 for a stay.
we stayed at a nice timeshare. I went with Gladys. I didn't go anywhere at all in 2019 except to Disney with Gladys, and we stayed at her timeshare, which was really nice.
Well,
It's a really nice, and like we each have our own room, and timeshares are really nice, but
But
also
then,
expensive. You have to keep paying on them every year.
when I realized I don't got a bed in hotel, I started taking that apart now. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, Susan. I mean, how would you like sleeping on a couch during the middle of the night? How would anyone like to do that? I don't even know. I don't
You'll
even
never
know if you got.
Have you ever heard of the couch surfing thing? So they
No, I
used to have an
haven't.
app like before Airbnb. I don't know if they still have it, which was a couch surfing app where you could travel around and sleep on people's couches.
No, please. I don't know if you would do that.
No, I don't like Airbnbs, and I mean I like my own Airbnb, but I don't like to stay with other people. I feel like I'm imposing like I felt awkward staying with my son. That's why like I didn't want to do it anymore. And then the
Wait,
um
what hotel you staying in again?
I'm not gonna, I said Hilton.
The
There's more than
Hilton.
one
Okay.
Hilton in Denver.
Well,
Um,
I used to know this that the Hilton, their rooms are pretty clean enough. So, but then I come back like 5 days later, and now I know nothing.
hmm.
I mean, I don't know if your room is clean in there or not. Don't know.
Well, they only clean it like 'cause I'm here for 5 days now. They don't come clean it at your request. Because of COVID, they have all the and they're short staffed since
Oh, please.
COVID
Everybody's been short
and
staffed, especially Wendy's now.
everybody's short staffed. Yeah, there's not even anybody at the state park working. I finally saw a lady today, and I was like, I need my my state park pass because I paid for it at the kiosk thing, and she's like, well, I don't have a printer, and I said, this is the first time somebody's been at the little thing you drive up, and she's in the little um, the little how the little building, that they're at the state park, and so I couldn't get my pass, my sticker thing because her printer wasn't working. But I'm like, this is the first time somebody's been at this thing, like I could go into the park. I went in the park, but I felt bad. Like if somebody sees me, I'm going to get in trouble because I didn't pay. Because they expect you to just like it's honor system. They expect you to go get your park pass, and even though you can just drive through and there's nobody to stop you.
Well, I mean, I was going into Wendy's and they short staffed too, and I'm only doing more online. So,
Yeah, everybody is. Seems like everybody's short staffed.
I mean, this year is starting to suck. You know that?
Um, oh.
I mean, I don't think the Hilton has enough staff, do they?
And then they don't speak English.
Don't. That's stupid, Susan. I mean, but I just think, kind of weird that they don't know English, and how are they supposed to know what we're saying though?
Um, they just clean and they get paid. But because I told her I just needed to, like, all I need is I don't really need my room cleaned. It's not like, but I needed towels and toilet paper and for them to take my trash. So I went out there and I was like, I need toilet paper. And she's like, no, habla English. So I was just like, I just grabbed they always have it on the bottom. I think they have it on the bottom of the cart because like sometimes I just like grab it when I walk by the cart and um but they kind of have it. I have noticed now they kind of have it hidden so people don't get all their toilet paper off and it's always on the bottom, very on the bottom, hidden on the cart, the bottom of the cart. Oh, I was gonna say, this is funny, because I thought of this. I was like, I feel like I'm on the Hogwarts train, and like the cart goes by, like anything off the trolley, dear. And I'm like, give me two toilet papers and some towels, because they go by with their cart.
Well, you
So
know what, Susan? You're not getting a birthday this year, so you're gonna get skipped.
no, no, I'm not. It's
Oh,
not
really? I
fair.
don't even know when your birthday is.
I said it like 3 times.
Well, I keep forgetting, so.
October 13th.
Well, guess what? That month is already over.
No, it's not. I'm going to see my grandbaby. I'm hoping to go see Wicked. I've been nervous to ask my daughter if she wants to go with me though. Maybe I'll ask her tomorrow. But she invited me to stay at her house. But I don't really know if I should. I don't want to impose. I kind of think I should get a hotel. I don't know. But she's gonna want to show me her house because they just bought a house. They're not in
Oh,
it yet, but she just bought a house in the Philadelphia area. Her and her husband and my baby daughter. My new granddaughter has red hair,
oh, like the one you
like her
have?
grandma, like her grandma. Yeah, that's what my daughter says. She has red hair like her grandma. And it was weird because I knew it before she told me that. I knew it was a girl before she told me that. Um, I had thought she was pregnant though, way, 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 way before she was actually pregnant. But it was funny when I first had thought she was pregnant. It did end up that one of my son's friends from high school, was having a baby, though, and I was like, I think that's why I was thinking that, because like my children's friends are like kind of like my kids, like my son's friend here in Denver, Albert. He's kind of like, you know, my other son, my extra son or whatever. Um, and so that, yeah, but then when I found out, when I was in Georgia in October, last October, my ex had told me that our daughter was pregnant, and she hadn't, we weren't talking to each other then. And and then I was at the grocery store and I saw a pink unicorn,
Well,
and I felt like I needed to buy that for my granddaughter. It was a pink unicorn. And I was like, well, maybe it's a boy though. I don't know. Maybe it's a boy. But I bought the pink unicorn, and then I found out it was a girl, and I still didn't hear from her. She had the baby in April. And so I was kind of sad. I was like happy and sad, and I was just like, is she going to call? Is she going to text me, or what's she going to do? And so when I was here in Denver in June, I remember it. I was sleeping in my son's basement then, and I was on the futon mattress. You talk about sleeping on a sofa. I was on the futon mattress, and it was so hard as a rock. The first night I slept on it without the pad. Turns out my son had a mattress pad he forgot he had in the closet, and so we got that out. It was a lot better. It was a whole lot better on the futon mattress on the floor. And I woke up in the morning and I had a text from my daughter, and she said, "Mom, it's Claire," and I cried. It was so wonderful. And then she sent me pictures, and then it was like before that though, and I even said it on Facebook. I said maybe one day, um, my granddaughter will hear about her grandmother with the red hair like her. And I just said that, and I was just thinking, I started thinking, like, I think she has red hair. And then my daughter sent me the pictures, and the picture of her hair coming in, and it was red like this, and she said, and she even like has the faint like birthmark. I have a birthmark right here, so that's really wild. So
Well, what's the time there right now?
it is 10:07.
Well, you're on
Oh, I've
Mountain
done two
Daylight Time.
hours. I think it's time for me to wrap it up.
Probably so. You've been live for 2 hours now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the red-headed poem. It's something fine.
But
Next
before you go,
next live,
though,
I'll have to say that poem I
you
was
know,
looking
uh,
for.
I I could tell you this. I guess we might be having another cold winter coming up soon. I mean, I guess what the farmer outlook's been saying, but I don't believe it. So,
Hmm. We'll see.
but I don't know. I don't know about Denver. So, if you get any snow, you're out of luck.
It's always cold in Denver in the winter.
Well, maybe you can go ahead and probably go skiing sometimes.
Yeah, I haven't tried snow skiing. I do need to try that.
Well, there's one place I know about that. If you go to the Levi Ski Resort in Finland, those are one of the most coldest places that you'll ever go to. You do not want to go in December because it's very bad, though, and
I
you'll
like
die real
snow,
easily.
but I don't like cold.
Well, you could
But
die easily from extremely cold weather over there. It's like -1 degrees.
it got to -16 in St. Louis. That was pretty crazy.
Well, that's too damn cold.
Yeah, I got through that, so that's why I just decided that I can handle a winter in Denver. And I really don't like to travel that much, and I wanted to be near my son for the holidays and stuff. So, but hey, Jill, thank you for coming in. I'm gonna say my "Call Me Red" poem, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for coming up, Matthew.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to hang with you for a little bit because you're a good friend of mine.
Okay, I gotta
Well,
go
if
over
you got
there.
a Facebook, I'll add you on there.
Yeah, I do. Um,
Is it the same name on your channel or is it different?
hey, Lady Debbie's here. Hey, hello, hello, hello. Um, Facebook. I can drop that link. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood on Facebook, but I also have my personal Facebook. If you want to, let's see, I'll drop that in the link in the thing.
By the way, I do got a snow globe of New York. You like this?
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah,
used to
you
have
can
a
make it.
bunch
You
of
can make.
those. I
You
had
can make.
collections of everything. Am I frozen? Oh, wait. Okay, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Okay, good. All right. I'm going to say my Call Me Red poem and then wrap this up. Blondes have all the fun. They're the
Is that
lucky.
like another song that you usually sing around with?
I'm going to say my poem, Matthew. Don't interrupt me.
I'm not interrupting you. What? Oh, shit! I'm running low battery still.
Oh, okay. Blondes have all the fun. They're the lucky ones. Gentlemen prefer them. Seems bad boys prefer me. Perhaps another shade of dye is worth a try. But my cousin says her red hair makes her fly. They look at her, they look at me. If he's male, we'll get it for free. She's got sass, she's got spunk. She knows that God don't make junk. They call me red, a firecracker, they said. I no longer care what they say. What's in my heart can't be taken away. Someday my hair will fade, and I'll let it stay gray, or go white, as redheads do. But the fire in my heart will burn on, and to my king I'll sing this song. His love is deeper than the ocean. He washes away my brokenness. He whispers to my heart, his love for me will never part. All right, you guys, good night. I've gone 2 hours and 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Pray for Red. Red will pray for you. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Love you.
Well,
Bye.
guess I'll get going then.